So this equation tells us something, okay, that an increase in entrepreneurship can lead to an increase in price too. Okay, so get this clearly, it can lead to an increase in price too. So this happens in countries where there is no greed. In the first equation, tells us that greed can lead to increase in price and a fall in entrepreneurship, okay, in that country. So in a country where there is no greed, greed does not exist, okay, and that country, if that country still faces inflation, then this equation explains why it is so. From this equation, increased entrepreneurship can also lead to increase in price. Okay, why? Because there could be competition, people could create high-class products, classic products here and there, things like that. But let's see how we can use entrepreneurship to actually shake inflation. What's the best way to do it? So, in this stuff right now, we'll be having for this pasta right now. For us to check inflation with entrepreneurship, we need to increase the value of E minus PFVD. We need to increase this whole value. So let's treat this as a unit of its own. E minus PFDV. We need to make sure that this value is as high as possible. Because if this was an increase in this value, we need to a decrease in price. Okay? An increase in this value will lead to a decrease in price. You see, inversely proportional. An increase in this value will lead to a decrease in price. Is that clear? An increase in value of this will lead to a decrease in price. Okay? And so let's check this right here. How do we increase this value? Let's get started. E minus PFBD. Let's go. E minus PFBD. Okay, and A minus PFV, poor form disperser. So let's give ourselves example right now. How do we check everything? Is this equation really correct? Now let's check right now. Imagine right now I have in an economy, okay, I have how do we check volume? Let's say from the budget, a country budgeted, let's say 3 trillion naira. Okay, let's say a country budgeted 3 trillion naira. Okay, if a country budgeted 3 trillion, okay, and this 3 trillion will be the volume. Okay, will be the volume. So now, right now, let's say a country budgeted 3 trillion and the country manages to use only 2 trillion from the 3 trillion. Okay, only 2 trillion from the 3 trillion. So right now, the poor fund disperser is what? Okay, the poor fund disperser right now is the 2 trillion. That's what they used. That's what the country used. Okay, instead of 3 trillion. So the 2 trillion is the PFD, which is the poor fund disperser. Okay, that was what was used. That was what was pushed into the economy. Instead of 3 trillion, they use 2 trillion. Okay? Instead of 3 trillion, 2 trillion was used. Okay, so you see it right now will be the value for the poor fund disperser. So right now, how do we get the value of economy? Okay? If this is the only value we have. Okay, from the budget 3 trillion was used, and when we investigate it, only 2 trillion was used. 2 trillion will be the poor fund disperser. How do we get the value of E, which is economy right now? E can be gotten from the first equation. E equals poor fund disperser times volume plus greed. Right now, what is the greed in this information right now? Now from this, let's get the value of E. Poor fund E is equal to poor fund disperser is what? Poor fund disperser is 2 trillion times V is what? 3 trillion. Okay, plus the greed is the difference. What was stolen? That is the greed. 3 minus 2 is what? 3 minus 2 is what? 1 trillion was stolen. Okay, that is the greed. So economic value will be equals to 6 trillion plus 1 trillion, which is 7 trillion naira. Okay? 7 trillion naira. Like we said before, for us to an increase in this economy's value, okay, indicates a bad economy. Okay, indicates a bad economy. So from this value right now, we know that this is a bad economy. Okay, 7 trillion. This is a bad economy. So right now, how do we continue? Let's go. This is interesting. Okay, so let's put this value into this right now. 7 trillion, which is 7 minus PFVD. PFVD is 2. Sorry, PFD is 2 times 6. 3 is what? 6, which is 3. Which should be equal to what? So this E minus PFVD's value, that's what we're trying to get, will be 7 minus 6, which is 1 trillion. 1 trillion. Okay? Which is 1 trillion. Okay? This is the value. Okay? Which is 1 trillion. And this is 1 trillion. So, like I kind of said before, and okay, which is 1 trillion. All right, reserved. It's my work. So, which is 1 trillion? That's the value right now. The value will be 1 trillion naira. Okay? So let's imagine that the society is free from corruption, no stealing. 3 trillion was given out and 3 trillion was delivered, okay, to the economy. So let's see right now how it's going to affect this equation. E